Hey, good morning folks. David Hubbell here, and it's Saturday, October 22nd, 2022 here in Mobile, Alabama, and it's time to talk Mirliton. Hey, this week we had a couple of nights that got down pretty cold. We had some frost advisories or even freeze advisories, but here in Mobile, or at least in my house, I don't think I saw temperatures much below 38 degrees, and the dew point was about 34. So I didn't do anything to protect my vines. I did recommend that if you thought you had some issues, you could do the water sprays or possibly even cover with cloth and tarps. But I didn't have to do that. I didn't try to do that actually, and we'll see how I fared. This is the first time I've really had a chance to kind of go over it, so we'll see what happens. So stay tuned. Please subscribe to the David J. Hubbell YouTube page and click that bell so you'll be alerted to all upcoming Mirliton videos. Well folks, I'm gonna do the tour, the weekend tour of the Mirliton Vines. As I mentioned in the intro, we had freezing conditions here this past weekend, or frost conditions, or supposedly frost conditions. But I believe in my case, our property seemed to be okay, and I think from what we can see here, I didn't have any real damage. Leaves are really not too bad. Neighbor's dog's going crazy over there, so I hope it stays on its side of the fence. We got all these male blooms now, as we had before. So we're a little bit more even keel with what we were hoping to see earlier a couple of weeks ago. Lots of male blooms now. So what do I chalk it up to? Like I said before, it's probably a little combination of everything. The timing, the weather, and the moisture. Some years, it seems like things hit just right and the plant comes out about 6 weeks earlier than it is now. We are seeing reports of people picking Mirliton along the Gulf Coast, so that's good. This is encouraging. Another pollinated female and another female flower. I'll try to find some of the ones we were looking at last week to see the progress on them. Now I think what you see here, if you can see that, I'm not sure how well it's going to come out, but it looks like some of those, look, it's kind of weeping on the side there, and I think that's due to the stink bugs when they start to poke into the tender skin on the little Mirlitons. As you can see here is an example. There's a little so-and-sos tend to get on there. I don't know if I can get a focused picture there. And they'll start getting in. In fact, I think you can kind of see a little bit of dew glistening there, and that's what they do. That's how they cause damage on the Mirliton. Once the Mirliton itself is a little more mature, they can't really penetrate the shell or the skin. But at this stage, they can be a real pain in the butt. Now hopefully after all this cold weather, a lot of this damage I'm seeing here from like the Mexican beetle will have stopped. We'll know probably better in a week or so. But you can see some of these Mirlitons are coming along pretty nicely. As I mentioned last week, I hand pollinated about 17. I'll probably continue to hand pollinate just because it's easy enough for me to do, and just trying to take care that I do as much insurance to keep the propagation going here. Well, so much for my theory about the cold weather and the Mexican beetles. They still appear to be fairly active. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet, but it's obviously not being detrimental to at least some of the production thus far, so we'll see. This is where all the action is here. This one's, let's see from this angle, compare it to my thumb. It's about thumb size. So you can see how much it grew in a week. Like I said, if it continues on, and I didn't do, oh, holy cow, I just missed something. All right, this is what I'm talking about. I've been out here every day, and I failed to see this. I don't know how I missed that. Let's see if I can get around here. That is a surprise. So I may end up having a whole lot more of these than I really realized. So I need to do a little more scouring to see. Wow. A lot of times you have to come out at different times of the day with different light hitting on it to really get all your melitons. I'm really happy with this right now. Once again, you can see a little bit of the, I call it damage, but I really haven't noticed that it takes away too much from some of my fruit. I guess you just have to kind of watch it. Don't get overly concerned if you see a lot of that. Problem too now with all the oranges being green, is that sometimes I think I'm seeing melitons, but they're very close in color at this point. Now this is the one that surprised me last week. You can see it's a little bit bigger than my thumb. So I hand pollinated quite a few over here the other day too. Part of the issue with having this setup is that I've got this bird netting up here, which I put up years ago because I thought they were basically pecking away at the vines, thinking they might have been some type of insect. But I've left it up. Problem is that this dead growth, or not growth, this dead leaves and remnants, they collect there. So in a perfect situation, I'd have my melitton growing on top and then they'd be hanging down and be easy to pick. But as you can see, I actually have to kind of get up on the ladder and look for them. Although sometimes, if I'm lucky, there'll be enough of something like this, which it's either a branch or melitton. I haven't missed too many of them with this though, but it can just be take a little more searching. Not really seeing a whole lot on the backside thus far this year, but like I said, you can see the vines doing pretty well, and hopefully in a matter of weeks when I'm doing this, there'll be some of them back here too. Just to wrap up, what I ended up doing is hand pollinating about 21 of these females. As you can see, we were pleasantly surprised with probably about a week away from picking that first melitton, and I hope our little friends, the squirrels, don't find it. Good news is the neighborhood cats who've been staying around here like to hang around the melitton vine, so hopefully that helps deter some of the squirrel activity. This week, I'm not sure if I'm just going to hit it with some fertilizer or probably not. I'll probably just water it because my wife did a pretty good watering earlier this week, draining the pool. So I may not do anything actually. I may just kind of let it rest. It's going to be kind of cool out here, I think. I don't think we got any rain or extreme temperatures for any amount of time, so I'll kind of play it by ear this week. But go out and check your vines, search everywhere. It's like an Easter egg hunt because you never know what you might find. Well folks, if this information was helpful to you, please share it with all your melitton loving friends. And don't forget, check us out on mirliton.org, mirliton.org on Facebook and also on the internet. And if you have any questions, send them to me at rpcajun2r@gmail.com or drop them here in the comment section below. Hope you all have a good week, and I'll see you next week.